Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Sometimes I get the urge to speak about things that hit me in a way where I know I need to speak on it, even if it's not something that I'm internally am feeling. I suppose you call that empathy, but that's probably something a little more deeper than that. I feel that with creation of oneself, when you're creating who you are, when you're repurposing who you are, one of the things you'll find is that you seem to be more in tune with life. And I call it creating because a lot of times you are resculpting your life when you have awakened and you want to be more. You want people to understand you, who you really are, not who they perceive you to be. It's not that you care what they think. What it is that you care what you think. You believe in who you are. You don't really have to have the world believe in you. As long as you believe in you, they're going to believe in you. People project onto you what they perceive themselves to be and also what you perceive yourself to be. If you are projecting a version of yourself that is less than, that's what people are going to see. If you project a version of you that is greater than, that is also what people will see. You have to believe, you have to know, and you have to accept that you are greatness. If you are listening to this, you probably need to hear this message. It's a very simple one, but we are often reminded over and over and over again that the greatest things we find in life that are transformational, that are inspirational, that are transcending, come from very simple ideas, very simple concepts, very simple morals. People's moral compasses get off of course, because we tend to make life more complicated than it has to be. Breaking everything down into its smallest components, for me, has helped me simplify everything in my life, which amplifies all the things that I have simplified. So I no longer have to worry about, am I doing too much? I only worry about, am I doing too little? And if I'm doing too little, is that the correct thing to be doing in that moment? A lot of times it is. A lot of times doing very little things add up, which is why I always talk about get up every morning and get yourself a small victory right off the bat. Get up. When your mind gets to a point where you say, I don't want to do something, in that moment, do the opposite of what your mind is telling you. That's how you break your mind. That's how you get your mind to understand that you are in control of the mental aspects of you, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual aspects. The mind wants to it can. I don't know if we should say it wants to, because it is a part of you. But the mind isn't always helping you, is it? The mind is getting in the way of things. The mind is clouding your judgment. It's giving you other pathways and other ways of thinking of things. Where a lot of times you can step back and just almost speak to your mind. Listen, I understand what you're trying to do. In most cases, I feel like you're trying to keep me safe. You're trying to protect me. You're trying to keep me comfortable. But at the same time, I need for myself to go against the grain of what you're trying to tell me right now and let me see the other side. As long as it's not a toxic side or dark side or some kind of very evil side, I'm going to be okay when I return back to you, mind. You don't have to be so cruel today. You don't have to make me feel inadequate. You don't have to make me feel like I'm less than. I'm in control here. Take the day off, mind. Let me go with emotion today. Let the heart take me by the hand and lead me today. Let my soul take me by the hand and lead me today. Let my body take me by the hand physically and lead me today. Mind, you take the day off. I want things to be simple today. We don't have those kind of conversations with ourselves enough. And I have found that it is something that I do all the time now. I'm constantly saying to my mind, nice try. Or, that was a great idea. We need to fucking do that again. That turned out awesome. We need all four corners of this aspect of life to work together as well as in balance as possible. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Add up to a very powerful greatness that you already have. If you're listening to this, you already have it in you. What you're doing now is going down a corridor with endless doors and you're opening them up. If you ever seen the movie The Matrix Reloaded, which is my favorite Matrix film, even though people don't like it all that much. But the point is, there's a scene where Neo, the main character, is walking down a hallway and there's just endless doors, and he has the key maker with him, the key master, where I can't remember exactly what they call him, but he oversees the keys. He unlocks the doors. He is the secret to Neo finding his path to saving Zion by getting to the source, the one place where all of the Matrix was created. That's where he's trying to get to, but he can't get there without opening up the doors. So in order for the one to achieve his greatness, he has to start going down the doors and trying to open them up and finding where is the source of my conflict. And he doesn't do it alone. He has with him Morpheus and Trinity, which they call in the Matrix their version of the Holy Trinity. And what's great about those films and why I like the Matrix films is because it's all about you finding out who you are, but also knowing that you aren't alone in who you are. And a lot of times who you think you are is not you. Neo at the beginning of the first Matrix film thought he was not only just a regular guy who was hacking computers and working a job that was going nowhere, and he was fucking miserable. Not only did he find out that reality not to be true, but he found out the world that he lived in was completely not true. He had an awakening in a completely different world, the real world. And the first people that try to help him along with this is Trinity, who is the love of his life, and Morpheus, who is like his father figure. And together, these people go on a journey to reach the source, to save everything that is real to them. Not to save the Matrix that is fake, but to save Zion, which is real. The real city for the humans, the last humans on Earth. How does that pertain to you? If you can look at that as something that you should be trying to do on a microcosm every single day, opening up doors, trying to find the greatness in you, which already exists. If there's a door, that means whatever behind that door, there's something there that has already existed. You have to just find it. How do you do that? You have to trust yourself and love yourself in such a way that nothing that happens to you is going to block you from your greatness. It's not going to make you lesser than. And when you open up countless doors that lead to nowhere, or the door opens up and there's a darkness, or maybe the door opens up and there's so much light you can't even see. There's nothing to be done there. You're blinded by it. It's just too much. Do you stop, sit down, cross your legs, close your eyes, and give up? Or do you close the door and keep looking? The greatness you have in you is a powerful thing because the energy you project out of yourself is the greatness. We see people every day that walk around and you feel nothing. They are like lifeless zombies. They have given up on every single aspect of their life. They have accepted that they're in a matrix. They have figured it out. We're in the matrix. That's another point. Like the guy in the Matrix film who didn't want to leave the matrix. He wanted to go back. He had given up on reality and preferred a version of himself that was not real. Why? Because he was more comfortable there. He's eating the steaks. He's drinking the wine. He gets to do what he perceived every human being had the birthright to do, which is to be extremely, utterly comfortable. On the other hand, you have other people who want to go into the real world and face reality for what it is, even though it is dark, bleak, unassuming. But if you look at those people, who's happier? The people, the artificial constructs in the Matrix, or the real people who have essentially nothing or hiding in a cave underground from these machines, and they're having parties, they're having babies, they're doing life under the most unrecognizable conditions of any human being we would know today as we would see life. These people are living life. They've accepted the fact this is what it is, and we are going to protect this. Whatever this is, whatever we have left, it's our birthright to protect this thing. Even though the machines are like, why are you protecting that little small cave anthill you guys have down there? You guys are just little ants. They protected it because they value their greatness as individuals and as a collective. The brave never fall. Through freedom and connection, through hardships, you will find peace, purpose, self-love, self-discipline. That's where I harp on that so much, is that when you are brave and bold about being brave and bold about your purpose and seeking it out, no matter how bad things are, when you wake up every day and it's dark, it's gloomy, it's raining, Does all of that stop you from smiling? In the midst of everyone telling you, why should you be smiling? Because I can. Because I know there's something in me that is waiting to be unlocked. I just haven't found it yet, and I'm smiling now in advance. I am smiling now in advance of me opening up that door. And it only takes one moment, where you're going to get to that door, and it will be the right one. Doesn't mean that the journey ends. That means you're opening up the door to the new version. Now you are out of the matrix. You're in Zion. What is your role now in the real world? How do you fit in? What part are you going to play? Because we all have a part to play. That's why purpose is so powerful. That's why purpose is so peaceful. That's why self-love is so grounding. Because you can bank everything on this world on that self-love, and it will get you through. It will get you through with the right mindset. You can overcome anything. People say it as a cliche, and it's not a cliche. The reason why it's not a cliche is because people all over the world and all throughout human history have done this thing. The difference between people who have done it and the people who have not is belief and trust in themselves. They trust that what they want for their lives will happen, or they wouldn't be thinking the thought. People might say, well, you can't just do everything in life. You're exactly right. But that's not what purpose is. Purpose is you getting to a point where you say, this is why I was born. And if I was born to mop floors for the rest of my life, and I'm happy with that, who the hell are you to tell someone that they are not doing what they were called to do? Happiness is from within. If a person is happy with their life, no matter what that life is, no one has the right to dictate, to lecture, to look down upon, to cast stones, to throw eggs and tomatoes at these people. These people have an obligation to themselves first, not you. If you're listening to this, you have an obligation to yourself first, not anyone else. If you are listening to this, hear me clearly. You are greatness. You have to find it. The people who don't have greatness are the people who aren't even looking. Because there's a empowering feeling in just the process of finding that door. There is a power, an energy, a feeling of self-love and self-discipline, self-control that emits from you when you are on search, not even really in search, when you are on the path to inevitably finding what you are going to be. There's a power and comfort in that will overcome any amount of comfort you could have from sitting on your couch, eating food all day, and being depressed, for giving up, working a job that's going nowhere. If you know you're working a job that you hate and there's something out there you want to do, you think that feeling's going to go away in 10 to 15 years after you retire, or 20 to 30 years after you've worked yourself bare and come to find out you can't retire? Now you got to go work another shit job, when there was a couple years in there where you should have just said, screw it, I'm going to listen to myself. I'm going to trust myself to move on and do this thing. Power comes from that. Power doesn't come from people who sit around and tell other people that they should be content with the lives that they have because they're projecting their lives onto these people. Those people are miserable, they're toxic, and they're joy-sucking vampires. They are sucking the joy out of everyone completely dry, and they will not stop until you look like them. A joy-sucking vampire. This is the reason why waking up every morning and getting your day started in a positive way is so damn important. Because people are already looking out for people who they feel they can break, discourage, project upon, manipulate. You have power when you wake up and you automatically know that's not going to happen. They don't even try. I know that because it's happened to me. I was on both sides of the fence. I used to be a target for these people. The moment I opened up the door to my awakening and I said, okay, enough of this, I'm going to be me, it stopped automatically. People knew automatically. Not wasting my time even trying to screw with him because he doesn't care. He is on purpose. He is on his path. He is looking and searching and turning over every rock to find more knowledge, to get his body in better shape so he can live longer, to be a better person, to grow into a person that he is proud of first. Therefore, everyone around him have no choice but to be proud, or they will be jettisoned. They will be gone so fast from his life if they have no value and they're not invested in him as much value as he is investing in them. It changed very quickly. And the people who struggle with that are the ones who were jettisoned the quickest. But some people try to hold on because they doubt you. They think you can't do this. They believe that you're going to fail. They, in their mind, in their heart, in their body, in their soul, they know you're going to fail. And you just keep going. And they just keep saying, okay, when's it going to happen? Oh my goodness, I've been waiting all this time for this person to fail. And what have I done in this time? Now I look horrible. I got to project. I got to do something. I got to make sure that this person doesn't succeed because I haven't done anything this whole time. And this person is, I'm not matching up anymore. Not your problem. These people have to go find themselves now. It's not your choice to go out and fix people. That shouldn't be any choice in your brain every day to go out and fix people. People have to fix themselves. You fix yourself for other people that you value, and they should be fixing themselves if they value you. You take care of you, they'll take care of them. Together, you take care of each other. You have each other's backs. You trust each other as much as you trust yourself when there's an alignment in value. When you're grounded in the same spiritual space. Not saying that you have to be in any type of religion, but you have some type of a spiritual connection to this world. You know, if you're a person who loves the earth, that'll do. I'm a follower of Tao. I believe everything's connected. I truly believe that. And I think there's a lot of freedom in that, through freedom and connection. I believe there's a lot of peace and purpose in that. And I believe we as human beings are only tapping into ourselves at a very low percentage of what we are capable of doing each day. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We are on a path of unlimited data, meaning we are eventually, especially now with technology, human beings are pretty much able to do whatever we want to do. We're living longer. We're turning. You lose a limb, you can get a leg that was better than the leg you lost. Memory loss is starting to be treated now with implants, and we can restore memories, and we can do all these things now. You know, there really isn't any excuse for you to find out who you really are when you have everything at your disposal to make sure that can. You just think about 100 years ago when there was no technology. Hey, can you imagine waking up one day and be like, I have an answer. I have a question and I want it answered. What did we have to do? I didn't remember. You had to go to the library and find the closest thing you could find to that subject, and hopefully your answer was there. Now, the tip of your fingers, you have access to the entire world, all the histories, everything ever been learned on this planet is in the tip of your hands in your phone. What excuse really do you have not to grow as a person and to figure out everything you possibly can about yourself so you can become the best version of yourself and accept the fact and become the greatness that you are? Wasted opportunities equals to lesser than you are. If you value each day and you want more, you truly want more, and it's not just words, and you're actually waking up every day wanting to be more, start walking down the corridor. Start accepting the fact that it's time for you to wake up, walk through the door, get out of that matrix, into the real world, and find your peace and your purpose, your true peace and purpose. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall.